right, let's go. All right, I'm happy to see you again. How's it going?
This week has been pretty good, yeah.
Okay, I'm glad to hear. What's happening this week?
Well, it was Easter,
Mm-hmm.
and so I got to see all my family. I have a bunch of like new nieces and stuff, and so that was just really sweet. And yeah, I don't. Being with school, it's like it's been busier, so it was really nice to see everybody.
I love that for you. It sounds like you really love the kids in your family.
Yeah, no, my God, they're so cute.
How's school been going?
Like technically fine. I don't know, like in terms of my grades and stuff, I'm not failing anything right now, but I haven't signed up for my next semester of anything yet because like at this point it's sort of like contingent on what I'm doing next.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already changed majors, you know, like 5 times. And so but I just like I know that this isn't it. So like but it's not like there's a better I don't know. I don't know at all. So I just keep not doing it, but then it's like hanging over me all the time. I don't know. I don't know. I really want to drop out, but I'm also like so terrified of dropping out. So.
You said you've changed majors 5 times already and you're considering doing it again.
Yeah.
Is that what's making you want to drop out?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm supposed to be figuring out my life right now. I mean, I know everyone says like it's like fine. I don't know that like you don't have it all figured out right now, but like obviously I need to have like at least something. And I just can't, like partway through it just starts to feel like so pointless. Like it's like I start off and I'm like I found my thing, like childhood education. I love working with kids and like it's obviously important. And then like yeah, I don't know. There's just will be like a moment in class where we're learning about something and like the institutional issues in whatever, and it's just sort of like, oh, these kids are like, I can try to help them, but it's like I'm never gonna be able to stop that, and so at a certain point, it's like, what are we even trying to do? Like, what is the point if it's just like I know that most of the kids I'm trying to help, I'm not gonna be able to do anything about like the actual circumstances. So I just feel like that would be harder. So then, anyways, so then I switched to just psychology in general, and then, I mean, no offense, but I don't know if that was for me. And you know, it also has a lot of institutional kind of issues where it's like, oh, we're trying to solve this thing, but it's like most of the people you're talking to, it's just like poverty or like they live with an abusive family, and like it's like, what am I supposed to do with that? I just feel yeah, like helpless again. So, and I don't know why. It's like I think I'm just starting to realize the pattern, which is that all of it is not actually doing anything. Like all I want to do is help people, and I think that's maybe like an illusion. Like I don't know.
You're saying because of systemic barriers, you feel like you can't help people. Is that correct?
Yeah, and it's also just like it's just like one person, you know, against like this wave of awful. So at a certain point, it's like, how can you even? I don't know. It's like what? How can I get up every morning knowing that I'm just like trying to shovel water out of a pit with a spoon, you know? Like so, but then yeah, I just like I don't know how you do anything if that's what you're thinking about all the time.
I do just want to validate, like, I really feel for you. I think a lot of us in the helping professions feel some of this pain. It does feel like there are so many big systemic like barriers to us actually being able to help people, and it can feel disheartening.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not even just that. It's like if I was like, you know, interested in lab work, I have friends who are like in you know biology, chemistry right now, and they're basically talking about like, oh yeah, the whole field's messed up. It's like impossible to get a grant for anything, and you're just like fighting against like the I don't know administration or whatever and everything, and it's like global warming's happening, and we've been telling everybody for so long, and nothing's happening. So it's like why are we still doing these studies when we know no one's doing anything based off of them? And it's just like we're all, I don't know. It's like it's so much worse that it's like this slow creeping. I don't know, like you can't. Sorry, I'm not like a danger to myself, and I can just say
I'll let you know if we're kind of veering on the barriers of confidentiality. You can speak freely here.
Because I keep thinking that sometimes it's like I'm being trapped on this planet where all these things out of my control are like trying to kill us. And sometimes it's like I just want off the ride now. Like at least I want to just like, instead of having this like invisible gun to my head, I don't know, like it's so much worse to just like, I don't know. But I mean, there's like, I don't know, I wouldn't do that to my family. So I don't know if that's like a real, but I have been thinking about it sort of as like just like I don't know, like philosophical kind of thing. Like it just sort of like, it feels like an argument in my head that it keeps bringing up and I don't have a good like answer to. So I can't stop thinking about it.
I just want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly. I'm hearing that you've been feeling really overwhelmed with all of the systemic inequities, and it's just been making you feel, I'm getting the impression, very sad and depressed. I hear a lot of grief, and it sounds like you've been losing motivation, maybe even a little bit of meaning, and sometimes it sounds like you feel like you'd rather not be living. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And you're saying that you wouldn't ever want to act on that. Did you say there was a death in the family?
Yeah, it was, I mean, kind of recent. It's part of why Easter was such a big deal. But just my dad's brother, it's one of those things where like we don't totally know if it was on purpose, but like it probably was. And yeah, there's still like, he is a different person now, like my dad, I mean, and I know it'll like get better, but just seeing that, like, I don't know, I can be all up in my head and freaking out about stuff, but then when it's like the reality of the situation of like doing that to them, I don't know, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that to him. But sometimes it's like, if I'm thinking abstractly apart from that, it seems less reasonable. I don't know.
I know exactly what you mean. We call it acute suicidal ideation. It's really common. Sometimes folks don't actively want to die, but they'll say things to me like, it would be nice if, I got into a car accident or like had a medical emergency or something like that. Are you saying that's how you're feeling?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. That makes sense that that's a thing, I guess. Yeah, just that it's like if it wasn't my fault, But I guess even with like my uncle, that didn't make it better. Like even that is a possibility. Like, so it would be kind of selfish of me. Like it would be more about thinking that it somehow would make it better for them, but it doesn't. It wouldn't. But it's like, what? So I have to wait until they die, and then I'm the one who deals with that. Like we're just trading who feels that pain, but there's never no pain, Which that's, I don't
know. I'm hearing that you don't necessarily want to keep living always, or even having suicidal thoughts, but you also feel heavily affected by the death of others and all of the misery and pain in the world.
yeah, it's like this feedback. Like I wish I could just like feel nothing about it, but yeah, I feel like I feel everything, and that's why I would maybe rather feel nothing. Like some people who can just do that. Like some people who just don't seem to think about it, or they hear about it and it's just like they can read the news and then it's just like they'll forget about it afterwards. I don't know how people do that.
I do want to say my condolences for your uncle. That's really, really heavy. And I'm sure you've been carrying a lot of grief from that alone. Let alone all of the, pardon my French, but all the fucked up things happening in the world. Uh, and it sounds like I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I get the impression you've been feeling pretty burned out with school.
Yeah, I mean, I've already spent like more time there for you know, as a junior than I really wanted to. So the idea of like spending another 3 years for, I mean, kind of a meaningless piece of paper. Oh, yeah, no, the more I talk about it, it's like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing, like, it's so, I don't know. There's no good options. It's like, I don't want to be doing this, but the alternative seems really bad. Not even the, you know, killing myself alternative, just like the not being in school, not working towards anything, not trying to help people, but helping people just feels like being up close and personal with failing to help people over and over again.
Have you experienced that?
I mean, I think like on small scale things, like, you know, like having a friend who's like in a really bad relationship and trying to sort of like, you know, gentle advice and then not so gentle urging. And so I guess with some things, but just I feel like I know that that's what it would be like if working as like a teacher or a nurse or, you know, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
It's largely dealing with like knowing that you're not actually going to be doing, you're not saving the world, you know.
Mm-hmm. So. I'm hearing that you really want to help, but it seems like you don't feel like that's possible.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like a spoon in the pit. Like it's like the spoon is helping, but if the spoon wasn't there, there would not be that much of a difference in the pit. So
I want to rewind a little bit. I noticed when you were talking about the degree, you used the word meaningless. You said a meaningless piece of paper.
yeah.
Have you been feeling meaninglessness in regard to anything else in your life?
Yeah, I I think I've been in denial about it a little bit, or like just distracting myself all the time. But like, if I'm being real, I haven't really been like, I don't know. I've been really flaky on like things with friends. I haven't been doing like my hobbies. I haven't been biking or like I just because I'm thinking about school and I'm feeling like lost on that, and then that spirals out to the just it's like, I don't know. Yeah, what am I doing? What am I doing with any of this? And it's hard to compartmentalize sometimes, or I don't know if that's the right word, but like, but I, you know, there's times where like I'm eating food and I'm like thinking about all the people who are starving and I can't like turn that off. It's just, so that's really hard to eat food sometimes because it just feels like, yeah, I don't know, like everything's a reminder of how bad it is somewhere else. So
I'm hearing that the suffering from humans all over the world, you really carry with you. It sounds like it's been weighing you down.
yeah, yeah. It sounds, I don't know. I don't know, like other people, it feels like, I feel like I'm being a baby. I don't know. Because like most people know that, like on a some level, like most people know, even if they're not like reading the news, you know, like people know, and they just don't seem to yeah, hold it the rest of the time. So I don't know why. Um, but yeah, it's like it's all the time. Yeah, um, but like I don't, we can't do anything about that. So
It sounds like some of the pain is because it's out of your control.
yeah, no, I mean, I really like. I know that there's like a million reasons why this is a bad idea, but like it would be so amazing if I just could like have like superpowers for a day or something. You know, like I just it feels like that's the only thing that would do anything, and then that's impossible, and it just feels like I wish. Yeah, it's like it's either I need to like have infinite hours in the day and infinite resources, or I'm just like another person suffering. Um, so
I'm hearing you say that you feel powerless, but you have a deep desire to help. It sounds like you want to see the world become a better place, and you want to help in that effort.
yeah, I live here. I'm sort of attached. And yeah, I also like, shouldn't everyone be like, you get it? You're in like a helping people profession. Um, so like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why everyone isn't doing that. I don't know why everyone isn't freaking out all the time either. So.
I really feel for you. I have big empathy for you. Many times in my life, I've felt also a lot of grief and overwhelm in regard to how much suffering I can't help and how much is out of my control. Uh, Although, for me, what's been helpful during those times is intervention we call existential therapy. Are you familiar with existentialism or philosophy like that at all?
Not really. I don't like. I know like two philosophers.
And who are they?
They're the Greek ones. They're the old ones.
Aristotle, Socrates, maybe.
Plato.
Plato, gotcha.
Yeah, but not the kid kind. It's spelled different. I don't really. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. What is that?
Well, so existential therapy, the goal is actually to explore existential dilemmas. That's what it sounds like you're describing to me. And like I said, that's something I have a lot of empathy for. I've grappled with a lot of existential grief in my life. That is the pain of existence, the pain of being alive. We talk about it like there are four main pillars. Again, we can flesh this out a little bit more, but they're referred to as freedom, isolation, meaninglessness, and death. And with you in particular, I've been hearing you express a lot of grief around your life feeling like it's lacking meaning or purpose. And then also I've been hearing a lot of themes of death in regard to your uncle and also to yourself.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, those feel like universal things. I guess the isolation. Oh, those all feel related. Yeah.
They're
So
super
that makes
interconnected.
sense. Yeah. I kind of thought existential crisis was like, I don't know, something different, I guess. But that's. I mean, I didn't know that was part of therapy. That's cool. It makes sense.
Absolutely. And I will say, I understand existential crisis, like pop culturally, is like thrown around a little bit, but a lot of those folks are still referring to something like this, a crisis of their own existence, oftentimes relating to feeling like there's no meaning or purpose to their life, or they're lacking fulfillment. And that's what I'm hearing from you. I don't want to make any assumptions, but would you say that's accurate?
Yeah. 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 I mean, I the existing part, I don't really know what I'm doing, and it's very hard, and so I think that's a crisis. Um, and yeah, just um, to reiterate, I'm not thinking about killing myself.
I totally understand.
I mean, I am thinking about it. I'm not considering or planning on it. I just, I guess, like, what would you do for somebody, like, because I don't feel like I need to go to like a hospital, but I kind of don't know how I'm supposed to like just keep living my life. So.
Well, the goal of existential therapy is to find new meaning and new purpose, new fulfillment in your life. Obviously, what we've got going on right now isn't working, to put it lightly.
Yeah. Okay.
So the goal would be through like exploring our thoughts and feelings and existential philosophy, our outlook on the world, on humans, on existence, on what it all means. The goal is through exploring all of that we can find new meaning and new purpose in your life. Does that sound like something you'd be open to trying?
Yeah, I mean, I'll literally try anything. So.
Well, that's perfect. I want to start exploring where we maybe can find meaning in your life. I'm kind of getting some clues already, but I don't want to jump the gun. You've brought up a few different griefs that are really irking you, again, to put it lightly. The burnout with school, that sounds like grief around your uncle's suicide, and then also it sounds like maybe a bit of a hopelessness in regard to like large systemic issues and suffering globally.
And yeah, maybe throw a fourth one on there, which is just sort of feeling like guilt around my like not knowing what I'm doing, and like I've had all this help, like my parents have raised this whole person, and now I'm just like flopping around, like and it's, so I guess like, yeah, crisis of like just feeling like a waste, or like a like I'm squandering this thing, but I don't even know if like I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with being in school or being alive either.
Well, I do want to explore those things, but I want to be able to label them all so we can refer to them. Would you say maybe that's a guilt of privilege or a guilt of inaction? What would you say is the most accurate way to describe that?
Maybe inaction, like not helping people, like, because I feel like there's like always more stuff that I could be doing and I'm not doing. So like, but I don't know. It's like if I'm volunteering at the animal shelter, then I'm not volunteering at the soup kitchen, and like if I'm anyways, so I just do nothing, and that's obviously worse. So but I guess that's like just sort of a micro version of my like school problem, which is like there's so many fires, I don't know what I should be learning how to put out, or if that's even possible. So
I also think I'm hearing that it sounds like the four of these might be a bit interconnected, but ideally it might be a little bit easier if we can break them down one at a time. So if there was one that you wanted to focus on today, and we can go through multiple later in the session, and on future sessions we can flesh all this out. But if maybe you had to pick one that you wanted to work on the most immediately, what would that be?
I guess figuring out whether or not, like, if I'm gonna stick with the major I'm in right now, which is community health, or change again or drop out, because that feels like the thing I'm thinking about all the time, and something that I need to make a decision on soon. And so it's kind of connected to like, knowing more what I'm doing. So maybe having that more figured out would help other stuff.
Perfect. So in that case, we'll focus on the burnout and the just general educational grief. Again, I want to bring this back to meaninglessness or lack of like purpose. I've been hearing that a lot, also in what you've been sharing about your schooling. I'm just gonna throw this out there. If you could imagine a perfect world where you could be studying something in school that felt like it gave you meaning or purpose or really fulfilled you? Just immediately, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
You know, working with kids, that's kind of like the first, like, I don't know, the first of the degrees, and then I got disillusioned with that, but that has been, like, I guess, the longest thing. Like, it started more in high school. It's like thinking that I wanted to do, like, I don't know, like art therapy. I'd seen really good results with that, with like one of my nephews, and I like didn't really know that was a job before then, and it just seemed like then a way to like work with kids and help them, and I like doing art, like, so I thought it kind of involve all those things.
I love that. That's really beautiful. Is there a way that you could imagine that you could work with children, that even if you couldn't affect any of the other fucked up parts of the world, that it would still be meaningful, it would still be fulfilling, even if you couldn't put out any other fires?
I mean, I guess, like, if I'm thinking about it on like a family level, I can't imagine saying that, like, even if I had a different job, I had a different job and unrelated from that, all I did was like tutor like one kid, like, I can't imagine saying that didn't matter. Like, yeah, that's still like, so I think I don't know, I could see it with that, just working like one-on-one with a kid, and even if like it wasn't my whole career, if it was just something I did like one time, that would still feel like, yeah, like something I did that mattered, as long as it felt like I like actually did something. But
so even just helping one kid for you would be meaningful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I will say it sounds like we have a goal in mind. Is there a feasible way that you could imagine implementing that, where we can find an avenue for you right now, even if you drop out of school, like, but a way that you could help one child at least, or you could work with kids in your immediate future or distant future, just again a realistic goal to get there, something we can start working on now?
I mean, if I offered to babysit, I know I'd have like a lot of people that took me up on that. So yeah, maybe like separate from school, because that's all like theoretical right now. I wouldn't be working directly with kids like in the classes right now. But if it was just like, yeah, working with like one of the kids in my family, maybe. I don't know, I haven't talked about it, but I could ask and see if like any of them are like having a hard time in school on a specific subject, and I could just start driving down there like on the weekend or something, do that, and then I would see them more, which would be nice too. So
well, perfect. Well, for our next session, let's plan on setting that goal. I want to encourage you to go out and either try to set up babysitting with one kid, or even just checking in with the kids and your family, hanging out with them, doing whatever you can to help, and just paying attention to seeing how that makes you feel afterward. And then we can talk about that more next time. Is there anything else you wanted to share with me?
No, I think that's everything. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, we'll check back in next week and we can flesh all of this out, because there's lots more to do. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yay.